Hey, everybody. Listen, happy Friday. I'm glad to see y'all here in the building, spending time with me. Thanks for spending part of your Friday with me. Listen, as you come in the building, y'all know what y'all got to do, right? Hit the like button. Don't cheat the diva. Hit the like button because I'm here working. Now, I ain't going to lie, y'all. I tried to lighten up the show tonight just so it won't be so heavy because we had a heavy week with these trending topics, okay? So I'm kind of lightening it up. I'm trying to balance it out there. Let me fix my shirt. Trying to balance it out there for y'all so we can have just a little bit of a lighter show. So tonight's show is called Crazy Times. Somebody put out their hashtag Crazy Times. Okay, Crazy Times. And it is titled Crazy Times because, you know, children depend on their parents to be their first teachers. Okay. And so you have Sean Kingston, who's, you know, a star. He does music. And his mother, they both are now facing federal charges for frauding people out of $1 million. But, you know, his mother kind of had some prior arrests for fraudulent, committing fraud and all of this other kind of stuff with checks, this, that, so forth and so on. So what do you want from him when you have your mother teaching you to do fraudulent things? It's kind of messy, right? So we're going to talk about Sean Kingston and his mother now being brought up on federal charges. I guess the only thing I could say for them is the lucky part. I heard that federal prison is better than the rest of them. So maybe they will look up in that sense. But the mom definitely has priors. Not sure if Sean Kingston has priors. So the mother probably definitely will be likely to spend some time behind bars, and maybe her son also. Crazy times when you got a mother and son committing crimes together, right? And then we got Irv Gotti. We learned earlier this week that a Jane Doe is suing Irv Gotti. Now, many of us, when I read the case, it's only 4 pages. In comparison, I think I'm used to these Diddy cases where they're about 30 pages, okay? And they got pictures, exhibit A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. It got all kind of stuff going on. I think I'm used to that. So when I saw a 4-page lawsuit, I was shocked. I was like, what's going on here? But her lawsuit, it seemed like it had some holes in it, right? But listen, I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury. And speaking about jury, the other day I get in the mail, they want me to do jury duty next month. I said, who, me? Why? I don't know nobody jury duty. But you know what? I do understand that out of all fairness, people need in a jury a group of their peers. And if all your peers don't want to serve jury duty, then do you have a fair chance? So I'm showing up. I returned the slip where you got to fill out all your information and send it back in. And I did that. But God knows, please, people, don't give me no crazy case, because this is not at my local court. This is like at the state capitol court. And I'm like, well, I got to go there. If anything, send me to the local court where it's like petty stuff I might have to, you know, sit on trial for. I do not want no serious case. No, because I watched too many movies. Did you watch that movie? I think it was Demi Moore, or was it her, The Juror? I don't like the no. I don't want to do no serious case. Like, all these rappers that are on trial now, I would not want to be a juror on none of these cases. Because it seems like now people don't have no regard for life. I don't got time for that, but I'm going to go do my duty, and I will be going to jury duty sometime next month. I got the paper over there on my refrigerator. I don't even want to look at it until it pop up the day that I got to go. Now, I think they said they're going to text me or they will call me if I don't have to go. I think I got to go August 9th. Honey, listen, I'm going to be waiting on looking at my phone all day on the A, hoping they say, you don't got to come. But anyway, jury duty. So back to that, Irv Gotti is pretty much saying he may countersue. He's saying it's a money grab, but they all say that, right? He's saying it's a money grab, and he's saying that, she's lying on him. And he also said that she tried to extort or get money from him prior to filing the lawsuit. Now, I think this is just me personally. I think that a lot of ex-girlfriends could probably sue their boyfriends if, this thing could get out of control. And I'm not saying just because you boyfriend and girlfriend that the either person has any right to do whatever they want to the person. But if you are free to go. Now, Cassie's situation is different. I think a lot of these people, they're looking at Cassie case. They thinking Cassie hit the lotto. But Cassie had allegedly endured decades of pain, a decade of pain and suffering. She was with this man 2 years, and she said she was forced to do stuff, but you couldn't just leave at any given time. We're going to talk about it because Irv Gotti has spoken, okay? And then we got Drew Sidora. Crazy times, people. Back in the day when you heard about couples getting a divorce, right? You would hear, okay, we filed for divorce, we getting a divorce. Somebody moved out. Or sometimes you come home and your spouse, you looking, you calling your spouse name and you looking, you don't see them, you don't hear them, you go in the room and you go where their stuff was and all their stuff is gone. And then you might get a phone call or you might get you a letter in the mail or something saying they want a divorce. But now these couples, they are divorcing, but they still in the same home. Kim and Corey Behrman. It's like, where they do that at? They don't leave. They stay in the same home. And then the judge got to say, you get the left side of the house, you get the right side of the house, and y'all got to text each other on the phone so y'all won't bump into each other in the bathroom. Like, I cannot. What's the what do you call it? What is her darn name from The Bachelorette? Her and her estranged husband was still in the same home together. To the husband, he went to the court and said he needs temporary spousal support because he wants out of that home. Now, she messed up because the court said she got to give him on a temporary basis $13,000 a month. See, something about these, the marriage rules has got to change. You haven't even been married to me for more than 5 years, and I got to give you $13,000 of my money per month, and you the one that wanted a divorce? It don't even sound right. But she didn't have a prenup, so she got to give him $13,000 a month. She got to pay for his lawyers. She got to pay for everything. But see, you know what? She was paying since the day she met him. They said how you start is how you got to continue. I'm not paying for no adult man. It's not going to happen. Not doing that. So, Drew Sidora said, Ralph is still in the house. He's in the basement, court ordered. She said it's weird, it's different, it's strange, it's crazy. But she said what's also crazy is that she feels that he is trying to get something he didn't come into that relationship with. So he came in on the red side of the relationship, like meaning he was negative in the cash. Now he wants to leave in the black. He wants some of her money. But this is what you signed up for. You sign up for that. And listen, it's not just people where one has more money than the other. And it's not just people that they're both got a lot of money. Because they said Ben Affleck, he kind of scared because he don't want J-Lo to come at his neck. So he wears the ring, they saying, just to kind of not upset J-Lo by announcing that he's single in the public. So she wears her ring, he wears his ring. Sometimes she don't, sometimes he don't. They're in crazy times too. Because at the end of the day, if it's over, let it be over. The worst thing a woman could do is force a man to try to stay with her. If that man want to be going, I tell you all the time over here, he want to be in the streets, release him back to the streets. Release him, let him go. What's Beyonce's song? To the left, everything you own in the box to the left. Now, y'all know I can't sing. I'd be like, in the courtyard, there's your stuff. Get out of here. Yeah, bye-bye, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. Chocolate. Bye. You got to let him go. And I'm not saying when you let him go, you're not going to shed a tear. You're not going to cry. You're not going to be heartbroken. But you'll get over it. Keep your head up. You'll get over it. Because the longer you keep them, the longer you're going to have stress, the longer you're going to get a headache. Release them back to the streets. They for the streets, let them be in the streets. But Sidora said hers is down in the basement. And she said when she finally signs on the dotted line, she's going to throw herself a party. Well, I would throw myself a party too. I would get the U-Haul, put them in the boxes. I say, look. Let's do this. Let's do this. As long as you're not getting crazy, because once you get yourself locked in and you don't have no prenup, you got to figure out a way to deal with it. So I said, look, let's do this. You put on the table, tell me how much you want. What you want? Now, if you try to come at my neck talking something crazy like 10K, 15K, 20K a month, no, we're going to give all the lawyers the money first because I ain't going down like that. But I'll be like, you know what? Let's work something out where I give you a year. I give you a year of something. Then you figure it out. You grown. You an able-bodied man. Go to work. Work. Shame on you if you want to take all of a woman's money. Shame. Yeah, go get you a job. And from what I heard, Amazon is always hiring. Go to work. But get out my pockets. But listen, guys, it's crazy times. It's Friday night. I'm glad you're here. Hit the like button. And you know what I need in the chat because I'm about to load this train up so we can get this party started and start talking. What do I need in that chat? I need a what, y'all? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Friday night trending topics, okay? And it is called Crazy Times, okay? We're talking about Sean Kingston and his mother. We're talking about Irv Gotti saying not me. And then Sidora, okay, saying Ralph, her estranged husband, is still in the basement. Let me go ahead and bring these people on in the building. Hey, Leo.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Savannah. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Julius. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Diva. Hey, chat.
Hey. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and...
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Dustin. I'm going to go ahead and get this train rolling. You know what? We're going to start out with the mother-son duo, okay? Hey, in my opinion, come on now. We about to pull out the station, and you made it on the train. Nice to see you. You know, we're going to start with this mother-son duo. I feel, even though he's grown, I feel for Sean Kingston because it seems like he learned this behavior from his mama. But the thing is, hold on one second. Let me ban somebody out of the chat. Okay. We learned he learned this thing from the mother, and it's pretty sad. So let me go ahead and share screen. Okay, so Sean Kingston, federal indictment in $1 million fraud case. So off to the right there, that's his mugshot. Down below is his mother's mugshot. So hold on, I think somebody else trying to jump on this train here. All right. Hey, he jumped on the train. You caught the train, girlfriend. You caught the train. So Sean Kingston and his mother are now facing federal charges after being accused of defrauding businesses out of more than $1 million. Federal prosecutors say a grand jury in Miami indicted the beautiful girl singer and his mom, Janice Turner, hitting each with 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 5 counts of wire fraud. The charges announced Friday are for allegations Sean and his mom cooked up a scheme to swindle multiple businesses out of jewelry, luxury vehicles, and other goods. Federal prosecutors say Sean and his mother unjustly enriched themselves by falsely claiming they sent money transfers to pay for high-end goods and then kept the stuff even after it was discovered the payments never went through. Okay, so this is when they actually arrest him at the concert that he did. I want to say for the military. He was doing a good civil duty for the military, but then they had to arrest him. So hold on one second, guys. I can't let the music play. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, I'm not going to play that because they're playing that music, so we're going to let it go. The feds claim Sean and Janice obtained more than $1 million in property through their alleged scheme, including ripping off a car dealer for $160K Cadillac Escalade and jewelers for $480K worth of bling, all without paying a dime. Okay. Sean and Janice, who were arrested in May following a raid on his Florida mansion, appeared in federal court Friday for the first time. They are looking at some seriously hard time if convicted. We're talking a max of 20 years in prison on each count. Good gosh almighty. For each of them. Remember, mother and son are facing 6 counts. I mean, come on, was this really worth it? Sean's lawyer, Robert Rosenblatt, tells TMZ they look forward to litigating the case in federal court and are confident they will win. All I can say is yikes. I mean, you willing over a car and some jewelry? People, you can't be serious. Leo, your thoughts?
Girl, these people ridiculous. They ridiculous because they old, they grown, and they already know better. So if you get the goods and you don't pay your bills, these people want their money. It doesn't stop. That's the thing I really don't understand with this particular scam. Did you really think these people was not going to go to the furthest extent of the law to get their money?
I know.
They owe tens and tens of thousands of dollars to all of these merchants. These people gonna want their money. I don't understand how you wouldn't think they wouldn't want their money. So yeah, let the mama and the son rot in the jailhouse. We already had this conversation. We already figured that he learned his scheming ways from his mom. His mom done did time. I hope she enjoyed her fair vacation, and he as well. Good luck.
Good luck. I know that's right. Savannah, you're up. Savannah, are you there? All right. I don't know if Savannah is there. Dustin, you're up.
Can you hear me, Diva?
Yes, I can.
I think they should get the time they deserve, Diva. They did the crime, they do the time, and that's downright period, Diva. So I'm with Leo on this one. They did the crime, they did the time. and I hope they get the maximum time they deserve.
I appreciate you. You know what, Raheem? Because Kim Zolciak actually used credit cards that she didn't pay back, and it's different from just using a credit card and not paying them back. The person, the merchant, they already got their money. You owe the credit card company, so the credit card company is suing you. Versus what I think Sean Kingston and his mother did, they went directly to these merchants and cut a deal and didn't pay them. So I think that's a little bit of a difference there. And then I think they also gave, I think in some of it, they wrote fraudulent checks. It was messy. Julius Sherrod?
What they did was wrong. And so they do have to do the time. What they did was wrong.
Okay, I appreciate you. Okay, go. Where am I at? Hold on, Katrina. Before you go, just let me present a screen here. 1 second.
Off the top at 6 tonight, singer Sean Kingston back in South Florida and facing a judge on $1 million fraud charges. Kingston and his mother are accused of stealing money, jewelry, and even a car.
Kingston responding to those charges by dropping a new music video. Let's get right to Local 10's Andrew Perez live at the Broward County Jail with our top story tonight at 6. Andrew.
That new music video released while he was still in jail, and Local 10 News coverage of the raid on his home was all over that new music video in response to everything going on. Right now, we're waiting for him to bond out. Sean Kingston back in Broward, and his latest soundtrack sounds like this.
Organized scheme to defraud, criminal use of personal identification, grand theft, fraud, insufficient funds check.
The judge reading off a laundry list of his charges after he was arrested in California, where he was performing and brought back to South Florida to face allegations of fraud, more than $1 million worth.
And Mr. Anderson allegedly committed these offenses while on probation in the state of California for trafficking stolen property.
Somebody call 911. The fire burning and beautiful girls recording artist silent. His mother is also facing those charges, accused of using his name to get luxury goods released to them. And then once they'd get it, investigators say they just wouldn't pay. They'd even name drop other celebrities like Justin Bieber to get discounts.
She's part of this entire story that Sean sells to unsuspecting vendors across the country.
Kingston seemingly unfazed despite the raid at his home in Southwest Ranches. A massive entertainment system seized and taken piece by piece. A luxury ride was removed, pieces of furniture and other boxes. Company after company claiming they were duped by this mother and son. Oh no, to the dark side. But while in jail, Kingston's new video dropped on World Star Hip Hop's YouTube page, using Local 10 footage of the raid and the arrests to give him street cred, I suppose. Prosecutors fought for no bond in this case. I guess they really enjoyed our coverage of the raid that day. He's also seen in that new video flashing all these really pricey luxury goods as well. The judge, at the end of the day, did give him a $100,000 bond, so we're waiting for him to make that bond and walk out, see what he has to say for himself. We'll keep you posted. That's the latest here in Fort Lauderdale, though. I'm Andrew Perez, Local 10 News.
Yes, keep us updated. Thank you, Andrew.
I mean, you have got to be dumb, stupid, or both. Where you going to drop or have a video drop while you locked up. You're going to use footage from the raid, and then you're going to flash the jewelry up in there. I can't with these stupid people.
Steven, can I say something else real quickly?
Go ahead, Dustin.
I want to say that they should not allow him to have a bond. He should be allowed. He should be in the jailhouse leave until he goes to prison. That's just my opinion. Further to that.
I appreciate you. Okay, Katrina, you're up. Katrina, are you there? Okay, we might have lost Katrina. In my opinion, you're up.
I think he's gonna get what he deserves. I think he untouchable. But you know, people doing a lot of stuff in jail they ain't supposed to. Suge Knight got a whole podcast. I don't even understand that. It's other ones that's making videos in there. So I believe they're gonna get him. You know what I'm saying? They already took their stuff back, but they're gonna still get their money. He did fraud, he gonna do the time.
I appreciate you. Thank you. E, you're up.
Yes, it's the little one, and I'm not Bow Wow. I'm back. So I don't believe that they thought that the law would ever catch up to them, because scamming is so prevalent nowadays. Everybody is scamming. I mean, the rappers, the government, they're even on Indeed scamming, posting fraudulent job posts. Did you know that? Like, folks will offer you a job and they ask you to submit your I-9 documents, and then you never hear back. It was on the news. Everybody is scamming. They just want to get people's information. And so I'm not so hell-bent on throwing this man and his mother in jail if Clarence Thomas and his wife are not in jail too. It's so many people running these scams. And if we're locking up, what is his name? Sean Kingston and his mama. I mean, what are the bad gals of South Florida going to do without their reigning queen? We got to lock up the senators and the congressmen first. All these kickbacks and gifts that they're getting on top of taxpayer money. We got to let these Black people go free. And so I'm advocating. I understand it was almost $1 million in money or reported goods or whatever it was, but put that on his credit report, because I don't understand how you weren't paying your creditors and you still getting all this stuff. Put him on house arrest, make him stay at his own house, make him pay the fees, and make him pick up trash on the side of the road from 12 to 4 Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Garnish his YouTube earnings since he's dropping the video, and get his SoundCloud royalties or whatever they put the music on. But I don't think that it would be beneficial to put them on a state paid program with 3 meals a day and an orange jumpsuit.
Ooh, Chocolate said all the Sean's in trouble. It's appearing like that because you want to know what's the craziest thing? Sean Kingston's mother's first name is Janice, and so is Sean Combs' first name Janice. Is that not wild? Just a little bit wild. Let me just see. There was something else I wanted to show here when he actually walked out of jail. Hold on.
News right now at 9:30. Singer and rapper Sean Kingston bonded out of jail in Broward County about 15 minutes ago.
Let's get right to CBS News Miami's Larry Seward live in Fort Lauderdale. Larry, you were there when Kingston walked out of jail.
I was there, and members of his family. We saw his mom. We saw his sister. He had personal security. There were a couple of other people. They were not interested in talking with us, but they were celebrating Sean Kingston as he walked out. And I want to show you, take a listen. This is the moment Sean Kingston, also known as Keshawn Anderson, walked out of the Broward County Jail just minutes ago. Sean, did you steal jewelry? Sean, did you steal furniture? Sean, did you defraud people? All right. Did you run a scheme? Did you run a scheme to defraud people?
Watch your step. Oh, watch your step. Yeah.
That is a little bit of the exchange. We tried to ask him questions over and over again for about 3 or 4 minutes. The only question that he answered was as he was getting in the Maybach that pulled up to take him away. I asked him if he owned that Maybach or if it's rented, and he told me it is mine. Check the license plate. He is facing felony charges. He's accused of running an organized scheme to defraud, fraud, grand theft, as well as several other charges. His mom is also facing charges. She is a co-defendant in this. He was arrested last week in California as he was preparing for, or as he was at a concert at Fort Irwin out there in California. His mom was arrested at the home Kingston rents in Southwest Ranches. Her case is separate from Sean. He has been locked in the jail here in Broward County since Sunday. His lawyer yesterday told us that he was extradited after signing papers that he was coerced into signing. That's immaterial now as he's back here in Broward. He was able to post bond $10,000 his family had to put up. They had to prove that this money was not stolen. A judge certainly signed off on that. And again, he was released from jail here in Broward around 9:15, saying very little to us, did not answer any questions about the allegations, but he did walk away with his mom cheering. We're live in Fort Lauderdale. Larry Seward, CBS News, Miami.
I mean, crazy times. You accused of defrauding people, not paying people. You get picked up in a Maybach. You don't answer no other questions, but you still flossing, because when they say, is it yours? You're going to say, check the license plate, like, yeah, it's mine. I mean, it's nothing more I can say to that. I mean, that's just pure insanity. Can you imagine? But you know what? Good luck to Sean Kingston and his mother. We're going to see how this plays out. But I will say this. I will say this. When you want to floss in front of the people, is never a good thing. Listen, I would have been like, y'all, come get me in the Uber. Anywho, come on now. Yeah, and somebody says sell the Maybach and get and pay the people, and I do agree. So let's go ahead and roll into this next story. So if you you hang out on the train, you catch the train every night. I think it was a few days ago, we read the lawsuit, because like I said, it was only 4 pages. I'm not going to read it again. I'll give you the summary of it, where a Jane Doe is suing Irv Gotti. She said she was in a relationship with Irv Gotti for 2 years. During that 2 years, she alleges that he R'd her and SA'd her. She said when she first met him, it was at a poker game, a poker tournament, introduced by a friend. And when she first met him, he said, listen, I'm about to go on out, on a Caribbean vacation or whatever. Do you want to go? She said she agreed to go. When she got there, he said, have relations with me or go home. She said she felt she had to stay because he was in the music industry. So she said she was forced at that time to have relations with him. And then afterwards, she said she went home. Then she became his girlfriend. And as his girlfriend, he forced her 2 times to have oral against her will. One was in the elevator. One was in the back of the Uber. The back of the Uber was the last time, that's when she said enough was enough. So she's suing him. And he's now coming out and speaking and saying, hold up, wait a minute. We ain't doing this. Okay. So let's get into this Irv Gotti story. So Irv Gotti, SA suit, he said it's pure extortion. Expect a countersuit. How about I wouldn't be telling you expect a countersuit, and I wouldn't have spoken until I filed my countersuit. Irv Gotti is fighting back against the SA allegations levied against him in a new lawsuit, and he's pondering one of his own. A rep for the Murder Inc. Records head honcho reacted Thursday to the civil suit filed in Miami-Dade County by a Jane Doe, and Gotti's camp is claiming the plaintiff pulled some shady business. According to the rep, the suit was filed after Mr. Gotti rejected the attempt by this individual to coerce a payment of money from him. The lawsuit contains a single page of facts, which was unsworn to, sparse by any measure, and which Mr. Gotti categorically denies. In the complaint, the woman claims she dated Gotti for 2 years, and he forced her to perform oral on him in public places on more than one occasion. She claims to have suffered mental anguish as a result. Gotti's reps add the allegations represent an affront to women who have truly suffered abuse. Mr. Gotti has been surrounded by strong women for the entirety of his life. His mother, he has 5 sisters and a daughter. The top employees at his companies are women. Mr. Gotti's relationship with women have been characterized by mutual respect, honesty, and empathy. Mr. Gotti's reputation has been placed at issue. As you expect, the rep says, Irv will fight this baseless claim in court. But interesting, they also say he's considering filing his own countersuit for defamation. Now, 50 Cent, because 50 Cent is a whole troll. 50 Cent does not miss out on any opportunity to try to make money or to come at the neck of people he don't like. Now he's already in the works, and I think they said he already sold it to Netflix to do a whole docuseries against Diddy. And now he's saying the Murder Inc. docuseries coming soon. I mean, 50 is 50, right? So G Unit Film and Television, GLG, Greenlit Gang, who do it better? Nobody. All roles, okay. Lead, and he's gonna bop who? Anyway, perhaps least shockingly, Irv's fall, okay, because when 50 Cent got a grudge against you, he don't let up off of your neck. Is already capitalizing on the legal drama by making jokes about the lawsuit and even gauging fans' interest in a potential docuseries. Remember, he already sold a doc about Diddy to Netflix. So some of 50's mocking can get serious real quick. So the bottom line is Irv saying he may countersue and saying what they all say in these lawsuits, that the person is lying. Leo, what are your thoughts?
I don't care nothing about this. I don't care nothing about him. He has proven there is evidence of how he is a pig. He is disrespectful. He is disgusting. And the way he play on women, even his whole wife, he did double dog dirty wrong. So, do I doubt this young lady? I do not doubt this woman at all on how she was treated. But do I think it is credible for a civil suit? I'm not quite sure there's enough evidence, unless there's some other things that they keep it in their pocket that they have not shown. If she was being abused at the time, because listen, I'm not here to say that just because you're in a relationship with someone, you have to provide relations on demand and how they want it and when they want it in any circumstance that they want it. Mm-hmm. That's not true. I don't believe that. I think that is actually against the law. But if she had room to file criminal charges, I would give her more credibility. If she'd have filed criminal charges, I would have given her more credibility and then filed civilly. But I don't see how she's going to be able to win in this particular lawsuit against him unless she presents more evidence of wrongdoing other than what she says happened. Because on his side, he gonna say that didn't happen and you just trying to get money. Yeah, it's he said, she said. So unless she has other evidence to present, not to say that this woman is lying, I am not saying that at all. I believe everything that she said. I believe that he was a horrible person to be with. But as far as the civil suit that I read several times, he was a horrible human being. He was a horrible boyfriend. It's unfortunate that she was treated that way. I do pray for her healing, but in the same breath, now I'm not quite sure about any civil litigation that's going to look like something of a win for her if he decides that he wants to fight it.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, Leo, it's a tough one, right? Thank you, Savannah. You're up. I don't know. We might have lost Savannah. Dustin, you're up.
I think that she might have she has the case, Dave, and I think she's going to win the case. And I don't think he's going to win. I think he's going to lose. And I hope that if he does go to court, I hope that he loses, and I hope she gets what she deserves.
I appreciate you, Dustin. In my opinion, you're up.
So first of all, Irv Gotti is trash. Okay, he's for the streets, and if you're gonna countersue, go ahead and countersue. We don't want to hear what you're gonna do, okay? Because people say what they're gonna do all the time, and it never happen. So if you're gonna do it, just go on and do it, and then we'll see it when you do it.
That part, I appreciate you. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah. I agree with Leo. He did do her dirty and all that type of stuff, but you stayed. You didn't go nowhere. I mean, I know everybody say that it takes people time to get away from a bad relationship whatsoever, but it was a bad relationship from the beginning. So I don't know how she's gonna win this one. She might win. All depends. You never know what the courts would do, but she got a fight on her hand with that one. That's all I got, Diva.
Okay, I appreciate you. Julius, you're up.
What is he gonna countersue? He has a history. Just another fool out for attention. The girl made the mistake of staying with him. Like, I know it's hard to leave, but when someone shows you who they are, at least start making an exit plan, please.
Mm-hmm.
They always say if you're sure who you are, believe them. That's what I'm going to say to that question, Julius. If you're sure who you are, believe who you see.
Yeah, thank you. E, you're up.
Well, I think this young lady should be paid for her pain. 2 years of verbal abuse, physical abuse, mental anguish. I think last time you touched on this story, you mentioned intimidation, and having to perform romantically when she did not want to. That comes with a cost. And the lady said she had to be placed in a psych ward, for crying out loud. Moses, Mary, Elijah, and Nancy, we got to throw this lady a life raft, because in his response, he said he only employs women in positions of leadership in his organization or whatever it was. The top leaders in his company is by women. Yeah. He employs women at the top of in these roles because he talks down to women. He doesn't respect women like he's trying to project. It's a cover. He is a control freak. We've seen that over the years when BET used to follow Murder Inc. I remember when Ashanti came out, it was all these behind the scenes. He's a control freak, and he can't handle and run a man the same way he runs these women. And so he talks about his 5 sisters and his mom. I don't care if you have 15 sisters and 3 stepmothers. He said he only knows mutual respect, honesty, and empathy. And when you said that, I was thinking to myself, what the hell have we gotten into? Yes, it's nice that he knows these words, but it's impossible that he's enacting this in his everyday life, because that's not what I heard on Drink Champs when he was talking about Ashanti. I didn't hear any mutual respect and honesty and empathy. And what I heard was kissing and telling. That's also not what I saw on his reality show on that WeTV or whatever network it came on, when he was using profanity in front of his kids at that restaurant and talking to them crazy. I do hope that this young lady wins her case, because if Cassie can get what she got from Diddy 5 years after the breakup, surely this lady can get 100K, not 500K, whatever Cassie got, 20 million, 30 million, whatever the number. But the precedent has already been set. The only hiccup I see is that in the Cassie and Diddy case, Diddy settled. And so it sounds like what's his name, Irvin Lorenzo, is trying to fight. So it's not going to be easy. And so I do hope that she's in it for the long haul. And if you have been around this man for 2 years, hopefully you got something on him. Hopefully you turned that phone on and you recorded him. Hopefully you saw him engage in some illegal activity. Who is his plug? Because we already know that he has a history with drugs and the feds. Did you see something that can help you? Because now is the time to put it on the line. Because when Cassie threw out her number, Diddy pushed back, and then she called his bluff, and then he settled in 24 hours. If you're looking to get paid, you're messing with the big leagues now. What did you see? What did you hear? Because going up in this court, we already know how women get treated, especially when you're of a minority status. So I do hope for the best, but I do think she's in for a fight.
Yes, she's in for a fight. I appreciate you. Made some very good points there. Ladam, you're up. Can you hear us? Are you there?
Hi, my mic was muted. How y'all doing?
We good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. I'm so glad I caught the train. Better late than never.
Yeah.
But this dude, Irv Gotti, oh my gosh. I'm old, right? But do you remember he had that reality show?
Mm-hmm.
It
That's
was
what we were talking
disgusting.
about.
Oh my,
Yes.
yeah, he was so disgusting on that show. I was so glad it was only like only for one season. Because
Mhm.
all he kept talking about is dirt nap, dirt nap, dirt nap. I mean, silly things like that. You know, and he really looked like a fool. No one liked him. I mean, that's all I have to say. And I really think this woman, I think she's telling the truth.
Mhm.
And I hope she got enough info on him because he deserves it. He has to be humbled or something. That's my opinion.
I appreciate you. I guess a lot of them need to be humbled. It's going to be interesting to see. But I'm a roll with E on this one. And I think Leo pretty much was saying something similar. Hopefully she got a little more substance than what she actually was written up in that lawsuit. We're going to need a little more oomph in order for her to really fight this case and perhaps even win it or win something, right? I'm going to go ahead and roll into this last story. As I get ready to roll into this last story, I want to say is next Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I saw the trailer. The trailer seemed interesting. I think next Friday, the Braxtons will be back on We TV. Let me know. Are we engaging and we're going to recap the Braxtons? Y'all
The Braxton premiere on August 9th, Diva.
Thank you.
August the 9th.
Okay. Thank you. Well, there you go. Dustin got it. So on August the 9th, the Braxtons will reappear on ReTV. Let me know, are we watching and are we recapping? Somebody said nope. Are we going to support the Braxtons being back on our TV screen?
I'm going to support it.
Not after how they treated Tracy. No.
Oh, good gosh. A lot of people are saying no. I mean, are we
I
going
say
to
yes.
watch are we
I
going to
say-
at least watch, give me a second, Dustin. Are we going to at least watch the first episode just to
Yes.
see?
Me too. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a try, Diva.
Well, they already released a little snippet on
I
Instagram.
saw it.
And the way that they sat around and talked about Tracy's diagnosis, Tracy didn't even come on the show and talk about it. That's something that they should have had the husband and the son on for. I don't like the last season, the way they treated Tracy, especially Tawanda, Tamar, and Tony. Shame on them. And then to sit here and put her out here like you were grieving. They weren't even at the funeral with the husband and the son. I think that is disrespectful. It's a slap in the face.
Ooh. All right. Okay, let me roll into the last story here. Let's roll into the last story. Sidora and her husband Ralph are still living under the same roof. I told you for my generation, this is something new. Okay. So back in the day, you was announced you was getting a divorce, somebody moved out of somewhere. And next thing you know, the divorce was final and the ink was drawn on the paper and everybody went about their business in their way. Now everybody everybody's putting their toes and their claws in their part of the house. Nobody wants to leave until they get what they feel is rightfully theirs. It is crazy to me. But Drew has let the people know that, for her, she said, unfortunately, they are still in the same household together. So Sidora is still living with ex Ralph Pittman amid ongoing divorce. He's in the basement. We're kind of like the blueprint for a S show, a S show divorce. The Real Housewives of Atlanta Star told People magazine. So I do wonder now, knowing that he's in the basement, is he going to be like a part of the upcoming season of Roa's storyline? I don't know. It's been over a year since Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman filed for divorce, and the Real Housewives of Atlanta Star tells people not much has changed in their legal battle or in their living situation. It's still not settled, and yes, we're still living together under the same roof, Sidora tells People. While discussing her role in Bounce TV's hit sitcom, Mind Your Business, I didn't even know that could happen. I was like, what? But yeah, he's living in the basement. and that was court ordered. The challenge that brings Sidora as has just been crazy. It'd be much easier if we were able to move on separately, out of sight, out of mind, in your own space, in your own energy, but that's clearly not in the cards, she says. So sharing space has been a double whammy. We're kind of like the blueprint for an S-show divorce, she joked. People reached out to a ref for Ralph Pittman for a comment, but there was no comment. Sidora, 39, and Pittman, 41, separated in February 2023 after 8 years of marriage, each filing for divorce within an hour of one another. The following month, the two have lobbied contentious claims and a legal back and forth, which, in addition to overall court date schedules, is part of the reason the process has been delayed, Sidora says. When you're dealing with someone who wants everything and is just not willing to walk away with what he came with, makes it very, very hard, she shares. So I'm just learning how this process can go in the worst case scenario, and I'm taking it literally one day at a time. The actress and singer been channeling her pain into work. She says that filming Mind Your Business, in which she plays a divorcee, has helped her move past some of her trauma through laughter. I've been healing through this character for sure. So she's also working on new music, including her latest single, I Got 5 on it. Sidora explains, music has been my therapy. Every emotion, every piece of this journey, I'm writing about it and putting it on the album. So that's been a lifeline too. But mostly Sidora has been leaning on her family, including kids Josiah, 13, Makai, 9, and Anaya, 6, the latter two who she shares with Pittman. My village is everything, she says. My sister-in-law, and my cousin came out to be there for me emotionally and helped me with the kids. My mom, she's been back and forth. She takes the kids with her to Chicago whenever needed. They have been my rock through it all. The kids, because we're still under the same roof, the energy has definitely shifted. But to keep some normalcy for my babies has meant everything to me. To be able to put my arms around my kids during those tough times, I think it's been helpful for all of us. Bravo viewers saw Sidora and Pittman split play out on Roa. The former couple didn't hide their problems for the camera when she joined the show in 2020 for season 13, with their communication issues eventually boiling over and accumulating into a tense sit-down at the season 15 reunion that aired back in September. I didn't expect it to go that way, obviously. I never saw it coming in a million years, Sidora tells People. Looking back at their journey to divorce, there were issues that I thought that were repairable, and I was willing to show that in front of the cameras because that's what I thought marriage is. You have problems, but you go through the mud and you come out on top. Because I grew up in a household with parents who stayed married until my dad passed away, and that's what I always wanted for myself. So it saddened me that we couldn't come back from that. But as challenging as it's been to live that out loud, Sidora says she's hopeful it'll give others going through the similar strife hope. I just always hope at the end of the day, my journey will help inspire other people in similar situations and be able to pull healing and strength from that, she says. That's kind of how I had to walk through this situation and understand that could be the purpose and the bigger picture of it all. And when the divorce does come in, Sidora is ready to celebrate. One day I'll be able to sign on the dotted line, and boy, I cannot wait, she says. I'm going to probably have a divorce party after this because it's unimaginable what you have to go through in this type of situation. So when I get on the other side, we're partying. So Mind Your Business, the show that she's in, it is Saturdays, 8 p.m. on ET and Bounce TV. Episodes can also be viewed on streaming service Brown Sugar. The Real Housewives of Atlanta can be streamed on Peacock. So right now, Ralph is in the basement. Leo, your thoughts?
Oh my, and again, I don't really care. They both for the streets. They both foolish. And but there is one thing you did say about our day. Like this thing about still staying in the house when you trying to get divorced, I think it's a clear sign of the fronting that Kim Zolciak and Drew Sidora and all of them do when the cameras are rolling. They don't really have it like that. They really don't have it. For one, like Tay would say, for one, they really don't have the money to sustain the type of lifestyle or the type of living situation that they have together. So if one was to leave, they're going to leave and go get the studio apartment. Whereas if they stay, they still get to live in this house that they find their own personal validation wrapped up in. Nobody wants to be, after they've been on people's TV screens and in front of the cameras and those things, they don't want to portray to the public that I never really had it in the first place, and I'm going to go get this townhouse, I'm going to go get this 1-bedroom apartment, or I'm going to go get this studio apartment, that they never really had it in the first place.
I'm following.
They never was what they portrayed on the cameras. So that's the I think it has a lot to do with why they still stay in house. And I mean, for me personally, when I'm done, I really don't want to see you. I really don't want to be around you for all the things that go on in the relationship. I'm really, if it's over, then we're going to do the things that it's over, right? We're gonna do the things that it's over. You go get your own place. If we stayed in my place, I'm gonna go get my own place. If I stayed in your place, I'm making moves for myself personally that this relationship is over and we're turning the page and we're going into a new chapter. Just in life and just in the journey. I don't care if my heart is bleeding. I don't care if I'm in love. I don't care. I don't really care about any of that. What's most important is you put one foot in front of the other and you start making moves in conjunction with the situation that you're in. Psychologically, that's how you move forward when a relationship is over, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Thank you, Irv. Increase Matter say, get a room out the wire. I don't care what you do, just get out. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah. I agree with Leo. Leo said enough. Her opinion is down, and that's all I got tonight, Diva.
All right, appreciate you. In my opinion, you out.
Okay, so we know Ralph is part of the 13.2. Okay, he ain't got nothing, ain't gonna never have nothing, and he leeching off of Drew. That's the reason why he ain't gonna leave. And then I got this question: Georgia's divorce thing. Why are they making everybody stay together in the household? They did Kim Zolciak the same way. He was staying in the basement. I don't understand what's going on in Georgia. Y'all need to check on that. In Georgia, they holding y'all hostage down there just because y'all married these bums. Sad day.
That part. But you know what's funny though, in my opinion? They made Kim go in the basement. They made Kim go in the basement. And
that's because she wasn't taking care of the kids.
Whoo, child. Dustin, you're up.
I believe that he don't deserve to be on the latest season of the reality show Diva. He don't deserve to be on her show. And it's her show. She signed on to be on the show. And if they're not no longer together, it don't matter if they're living in the same house or not. He does not deserve to be on the show. But he needs to get out of her house and get his own house. He does not deserve to be on the show, no matter if they are living together or not. They filed for divorce for a reason, Diva, and I believe that they should keep it that way.
Oh, shoot. All right, now I appreciate you. Thank you, Dustin. They filed for divorce for a reason. Julius, you're up.
If you gonna file for a divorce from me, you ain't living in my house. Let me heal. Get out my face. You wanted to have other options. Go do that in your space. I'd rather, Diva, like you said, move into an apartment if I have to and start fresh and work up my credit, capital, and collateral to buy myself a new home.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't hesitate to be paying rent in a minute. Like, you guys are delaying yourselves from true healing while with living with a spouse you don't want. Heal. And if you want to be there for your kids, it's best to do that for your kids.
Thank you. E, you're up.
Oh, can I say something else to Diva?
Go ahead, Dustin.
Life is too short to be miserable.
Well, boom, you said it right there. You said it right there. Go ahead, E.
You know, when you said in the intro that the marriage laws need to change, I was thinking, yeah, they're going to change. All right. You know, they're making it so there are a lot of proposals on the table. They want to make divorce as hard as possible. And the divorce reform talk is on the table. It's something that I look at frequently. You know, I had a terrible one. And it's a surplus of white and black men who are being looked over in the romance department in this country. So they're trying to make it as hard as hell to get rid of them. And marriage is easy to get into and it's hard to walk out of. And I always say, and I just started saying this recently when I started thinking about it again, just avoid the whole rat trap altogether and don't get married. Been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. All this paying a lawyer to get rid of a man, oh hell no. That's against my religion nowadays. I'm not paying anybody else to get rid of a man out of my life. It's more hassle than it's worth. And if I get married, I want it to be like the princess in Dubai or wherever she's from who posted on her IG story, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you. Farewell. Because that works for me. Do you understand how liberating and exciting life can be when you start doing your hair a little different, buying new clothes and attracting new men after you get a divorce or you're separating? And it's almost like Drew can't even celebrate in that because she has this dusty, crusty Negro downstairs in the basement. I don't know how you can get back into who you get into this new woman who you're becoming. How can you begin your glow up when you have this vampire living downstairs in the basement? And can you imagine what it's like to cross paths? Because that oldest son is always what tripped me out about Drew. I do love the song, and I've been listening to it in the car, you know, for the past 2-3 days. I love the song, but I always found a disconnect with Drew in regards to how she used that oldest son of hers as leverage, in my opinion, in that marriage with Ralph, letting this child believe that Ralph was going to adopt him. And if the man doesn't adopt the child within the first year of the marriage, he's not going. I just think you're playing games, and you're playing games with the baby. So I was always not a fan of Drew since then. And so when you got to the part in the article where Drew said she never saw this coming in a million years, I was thinking to myself, well, why the hell not? Because I saw it. I saw it on the first season. When that Negro said he went to Tampa and she didn't even know he left the house, let alone the state. See, Drew thought him was downstairs.
I should have fed you a Lunchable.
So, right, the whole Lunchable thing too. But the fact that we live together. There are 3 little ones in this house, and I'm working, and I don't even know that you left this house and you left the state. To me, it was over then. It was just an arrangement. It was always an arrangement. And she said he wouldn't answer the phone, but he was watching her and the kids on the camera in the house. So we knew, or at least I knew, it wasn't going to last long because Ralph refused to tell Drew where he was and who he was with. I remember that stretched out for 3 episodes. Yeah. And then when she got to the reunion, she let it be known that he was getting blown all over the world. But during the season, she said he wasn't cheating. See, Drew was lying to herself, and she was lying to her son and those other 2 kids too, and the viewers. But she wasn't lying to me because I saw through the BS. And so as it relates to them having to share the property, I really just feel like, because I don't believe that the divorce is final, I still feel like it's still pending, correct?
It is.
And so the problem here is, if I remember correctly, Drew got to the courthouse first. They both filed, but Drew filed first.
Yes.
Neither of them want to leave the house. And from what I understand from watching the show, Ralph is the one that went and picked out the house and did all the closing stuff. Drew wasn't even there. She was on the cash trip. So I can understand why neither of them want to leave, but they're only prolonging their healing and growth. And more so Drew than Ralph, because Ralph is still going to be with other women, whether he's in the basement or whether he's down the street. It's Drew that is going to take on the brunt end of this, because I don't know what man is going to want to get into that. It's different when it comes to women and men, and I think Drew needs to evacuate immediately.
Woo, but Drew has the kids.
Take the kids and evacuate.
Woo.
Then Cousin Courtney gonna be in there.
Yeah, this it's a lot. It's a lot. LaDon, you're up, but I hear you. Because I am one, E, to be very honest with you, and I said it here many times. I'm not going to stay where I'm not wanted. And I'm not going to stay in there and I have to look at you, whether I bump into you in the bathroom, in the kitchen, or wherever. Like, if it's a wrap, I got to go. But
that's my point.
Yeah, I know it is.
And I can't breathe the same air, right?
Yes.
Like, the air is contaminated. Not because he's a horrible person, but because it's time to move on. And I need to have actions that require me to move on and accept the fact that this thing is over.
Yeah. No, Leo is correct. It is contaminated because my son has to.
But we need to change the laws in the court system, because this is court ordered. Okay.
Well, wait a minute.
And the court shouldn't be ordering us to be in trauma no more than we have to. So
I want to go
get
back
rid
to
of you.
Leo's
The
point,
court should
though.
let us get rid of you.
I want to go back to Leo's point. The air is contaminated because that son still has to be in that house with this man who had been making false promises to him that he was going to adopt him. And I believe Drew said after she filed for divorce that he doesn't even check on JoJo. He's isolating this one child out while the other 2 are his. So yes, I do believe get those kids and get out of that house, because your son deserves to be in a space that is conducive to his growing. He's becoming a young man and he's still stuck in the house with a man who looked at him every day and made him a promise and he didn't fulfill it. It's not that Ralph didn't fulfill his promise to Drew. He broke his promise to that son.
Whew. No, their situation is layered. Their situation is really, really layered. It really is. That's why, you know what, I do commend Eva Marcel's ex-husband, because when I see pictures on his Instagram, her first daughter is, and he adopted her, if I'm not mistaken. She's with him too. She's with him too with the other.
Yes, he loves her.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. It's sad. You know what? I commend them too, because you don't know what happened between them. So I commend them for their privacy on that level and that they didn't trash each other. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I also commend, because I really do, when I see him with the kids, is with the kids. It's not just with the kids he had with her. So you right, E, this Drew thing is layered because of Josiah. Because of Josiah, yeah. Oh, good gosh. LaDom, you're up.
Oh boy, that's why I love to listen to your panel, because I agree with just about everything that was said. But I am so sick of these divorce things. Oh my gosh, the shenanigans. I'm just so tired of it. You know, I mean, I live here in Georgia, so it must be the heat. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Or the gin and juice.
Oh, the gin and juice. It is, but I don't. You know what? In my opinion, you made a good point too. The judge ordered us to live in trauma. Like, why didn't somebody have to leave this house or have 30 days to find yourself someplace else to stay? Because that's why we kept hearing, which has lightened up recently. That's why we kept hearing them shenanigans between Kim and Croy. Because one person was ordered to stay in the basement, the other person, it's just too much. Whew. Listen, guys, crazy. We're going to stay connected to this and see how it pans out. And now I'm wondering, because I didn't know he was in the house. And I thought that they perhaps wasn't going to address any more of her storyline in regards to that, because I didn't think he was in the house. But now knowing that he's in the basement and they're currently filming Roa, I am curious to know if he's going to be part of the Sweet 16 Roa season. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. Now,
that's why he didn't want to leave. He got to be on the show because that company he got is failing.
I know. And she said he's looking for some type of payday too. I don't know if he's trying to get spousal support, but she mentioned in the article, you see how
he wants some money. You remember she done bailed his company out 3 times. He wants some money.
Well, he should have kept it in the house and kept his marriage together. Most recently, guys, and I did not know, because I'm not a big sports girl, but I do know like the big sports names, right? So Kobe Bryant's father passed away. What I didn't know is I didn't know Kobe Bryant's father was a basketball player too. Sorry, y'all, I was under a rock. I'm probably the only one that did not know. But they did a nice little piece on his father. So that's kind of going to be our feel-good story. We're going to hear the Kobe Bryant's dad piece, okay? So hold on one second. And they called him Jellybean. I thought that was kind of interesting. But y'all probably know more than I know. But I'm going to share this story.
Basketball community is mourning the loss of a player and father.
Joe Jellybean Bryant was a former Sixer and father to NBA legend Kobe Bryant, aka Kobe Bean. I had the honor to play one summer in the Baker League with Jellybean. I got to know him as a hardworking player and, more importantly, a wonderful, absolutely wonderful human being. Sports Director Don Bell joins us now as we remember the impact Jellybean had on so many.
Wow. All right. So listen, Joe Bryant was a basketball legend at Bartram High School before playing at LaSalle. After that, his hometown roots deepened even further when he played the first 4 years of his NBA career with the Sixers. CBS Philadelphia's Josh Sanders spoke with one of Bryant's high school teammates about his life and legacy.
Good times. We had good times in high school. Real good times. Gym was full all the time. And we played well most of the time.
It's been 45 years since John Flip Gross stepped on the court of his youth. Today returning to this sacred hardwood floor at Bartram High School to remember his teammate and a friend he called once every 6 weeks.
If you call Joe Bryant Jellybean, you met him after high school. He became Jellybean up LaSalle.
Flip grew up playing with the Philadelphia basketball legend and father of one of the all-time greats, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe was fantastic. You can't say nothing negative about him. But JB once scored 73 points in a high school game where we played 8-minute quarters, so it was 32 minutes. And we had no three-point shot.
Jellybean played for LaSalle University from 1973 to 1975. A first-round draft pick in the 75 draft by the Golden State Warriors, Philadelphia acquired his rights, landing him with his hometown Sixers. Joe Jellybean Bryant has passed away at the age of 69.
Well, right now, I'll miss not being able to call him every month and a half, because we will both turn 70 this year.
While the sudden news of Bryant's passing is still fresh, Flip remembers the legacy he left on and off the court.
We're on the court, so it has to be basketball, but his family connection, the longevity of his marriage, his proudness and relationship with his son.
a legacy that will live on in Philadelphia glory.
Joe was definitely in the top 5 to 10 of greatest athletes that come out of Philadelphia.
Josh Sanders, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Josh, thank you for that. Joe Bryant's nephew, John Cox, had this to say through a statement. I am heartbroken by the sudden loss of my uncle. He was a basketball icon in the city of Philadelphia and someone I grew up admiring. The impact he has made both here at LaSalle and in the Philly basketball community will be felt for years to come. Once again, Joe Jellybean Bryant, gone at the age of 69. Wow. And you said you played with him in Summer League.
Yeah,
what was that like?
That was amazing. The great Sonny Hill allowed me to play Summer League basketball in the Baker League with Jellybean. And I would do it in between shows because I was doing sports, and I'd do it in between shows. And we go get pizza after the game. I'm like, Joe, I got to get back and have some pizza. I got to get back to do the show.
Forget that show, he said.
Between Jellybean, Pam, his mom, and of course I met Kobe from back in the day. But yeah, a loss. Our condolences to her family and friends.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, no doubt. Good man.
We never played together.
You guys didn't play? You didn't play with Joe? Yeah, missed opportunity. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Well, rest in peace, Jellybean. They said, who's a leech? Oh my gosh. All right. So to Kobe Bryant's father, and rest in peace to the family of them, our condolences. I thought it was interesting because I did not know much about Kobe Bryant's father. So it was interesting to see that piece. Listen, guys, thank you for spending Friday night with me. I appreciate y'all. This is probably one of my shortest shows ever, and thank goodness, okay, because it is late. But thank you for spending time with me. Don't forget, if you didn't hit the like button coming in, hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. I'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.